There's no doubt that positive thinking positively influences health, but something's missing from the conversation. Nervous systems don't actually require positivity. They require truth. So if we're trying to change our expression, if we're trying to change our life, if we're trying to change who we are in our life, then just trying to think positively and forcing all of that out into the world or on ourselves and onto others isn't going to do anything. When a nervous system has a neutral space, when a nervous system can exist neutrally, only then can it begin to think creatively. If I can exist neutrally right here as I am and feel honored and seen in that, then I'm like, oh, maybe there's something else here. Maybe I could be curious about this. And curiosity then becomes play, and play becomes positive. What is distress? What is eustress? This is hard. This is hard, but good. We call that good, hard, good. We talk about that later. This is doing harm. My nervous system is registering this as a whoa, pause, right? Tissue damage is going to ensue. This is dopamine city. You want dopamine, you want the bang for the buck, man, do the hard thing. The good, hard thing. The thing that is missing from the discussion, I think, is what's the impact of internal stimuli on internal structures? Because I can be in a dark room doing nothing, left alone with nothing but my thoughts, and I'm still releasing transmitters based on whatever I'm thinking and feeling that are having an impact on my epigenome. We're not talking enough about how the internal stimuli of a feeling or an experience is impacting the membrane and the DNA itself. We're going to talk a lot about the word should. A nervous system registers should as threat. Why? Why? What does should imply? I'm not there, and I should be. And should then implies a bit of shame. I'm not where I need to be. Eugh. And shame is fear. And fear is what? Cortisol. And cortisol is inflammation. And inflammation is disease. One of my stories is I am trapped. So I was trapped in an abusive home growing up. I was trapped as a caregiver to my dying sister. I was trapped at my dad's house on weekends, taking care of her menstrual pads because she couldn't do it herself towards the end. I was trapped in my own body. I've had cancer twice. Trapped in the hospitals that housed that broken body. Trapped in my addiction. My chronic pain after the bone marrow transplant, I went to rehab. I just was trapped in substance misuse and mental illness and all of that. So I'm going to walk you through what this belief, what this story does to your genetics. When you eat and you're in sympathetic, how does that impact digestion? Yeah. You're not functioning well. On top of that, and we'll talk a little bit about this later, what if you're eating a food that you should be eating, but you don't actually, you're doing it because Huberman said to do it? I should be doing this because I heard that if I get this many grams of fiber in a day, I'm going to be better and all that. It's going to metabolize cortisol better. Shame. You may be actually doing the thing that scientifically is best, but that's not how your body sees it. It's still shame.
Did you freak out the first time you got body work?
Cranial, yeah. I almost punched him because in my experience, it was body work should hurt. Someone should be rubbing my muscles. This should hurt. And cranial is not like that at all, right? Cranial is very invitational. And then the story behind that was, if it doesn't hurt, it's not love. It's not care. So then it was like, oh shit, is it possible to receive care in a way that doesn't feel like a threat, that doesn't put me in dysregulation? Trauma says, I'm sure it's going to go this way. It's going to go, if I don't take my medicine, I'm going to hurt. If I don't take this last bite or text that person that one last text, I'm going to die from loneliness. Trauma says, I'm sure. Curiosity asks, could you be wrong? You're here, you're human, and that's perfect. We don't need you to be a perfect human.